Hey, Crosspoint, it's Michael and Kim, and so
Hello.
thanks for letting us drop in here in the middle of your week. And so, listen, Kim and I just want to pick up the conversation. If you were with us this past Sunday, you obviously heard the big announcement, about moving to multiple services. If you weren't with us, you might have heard, and if not, here we go, right? So we're moving to two services on Sunday morning.
Two services.
Yeah, it's exciting. It really is, Kim, right?
Yeah.
As a staff, we've been having these conversations for 10 months. And so, church, we get that. Like, we've been absorbing this stuff for 10 months in preparation for what God would do. And now, collectively together, we've got about 5 or 6 weeks to, live that out together. And so,
It's been like the best kept secret. Like, when we get here, we're going to go there. And when more families come. So now the secret's out.
Yes.
And we can be excited and
when I first got here,
about it.
yeah, when I first got here, we had X number of chairs in the room. We were coming out of COVID, coming out an interim, and so we began to see growth. And they would add a few chairs every week, and then eventually we got to the point where we all noticed that there were suddenly now more chairs in the room. And so, but anyhow, it's an exciting time. And so some might say, well, why do we need to go to two services? And the bottom line is because God is growing His kingdom through Crosspoint. And so we need to create more opportunity, more space, right? And we love the families and the kids and the individuals have been coming, and we want to make room for more.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Why not open the doors for what God has for us and all the people coming?
Absolutely.
And,
And if everybody's like you and me, where they live, wherever you live at in Middle Georgia, especially if you're here in Houston County, neighborhoods are going up everywhere.
like sometimes I come to work and my way home looks different on the way home because like the pecan trees are cleared and there's a new house and it's crazy.
Yeah, so literally God is bringing people into our community, and so we're grateful for that. We really do believe and understand that this is all a work of God, and we're just trying to be good stewards of it. There's no real wise master plan, right? We're just following the Lord's leading. So with that, we want to create more opportunity to lead more people to faith in Christ, help people grow, more people grow in their relationship with Jesus, mobilize more people to serve in our communities, right? To change a community from the inside out. And so, you might think, well, it doesn't adding a second service, doesn't that make more work? And to a certain degree, the answer to that is yes. There's more prep, right? I mean, kids ministry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, how can we be sad? More work, more kids, more people learning about Jesus. Like, what a gift, what a blessing. So.
And ultimately, what we're really doing is just scaling. We're already here. We're talking about the same time frame on Sunday morning. We're just scaling what's happening inside of that. And so you will have an opportunity to attend a community group. You'll have an opportunity to attend worship service, and you will have an opportunity to serve, very much in the same vein, in the same way that we are now. And those are the kind of the questions that Kim and I want to talk about. So how will this two services schedule thing work? Well, the service times are...
Let's see, is that a pop quiz?
It's a pop quiz.
9:15 and 11. How'd I do?
Yeah, you nailed it.
9:15, 11.
Yes.
Got it.
10 months in, we've got that figured out. Yep. So 9:15 and 11. And so...
Michael, at one time we talked about a 6:15 a.m. And a 10 p.m. and so guys, be really excited about 9:15. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Yes. So 9:15 and 11, and let's talk about what happens inside of that, right? So there are environments for kids, there are community group environments for students and adults, and then there's a worship environment, and there's also environments to serve. And so let's talk about the kids for just a moment, right? So if you would lay the land out there for us, what kids ministry will look like in the two service format.
So we will have enough animal crackers for everyone. The pretzels will still be there, and fifth graders will still have their blow pops. So I'm covering, the important things. It's really going to be a lot of the same, just more, and just expanding that a little bit. So first service 9:15, we'll be taking kids birth through fifth grade. Second service, 11 o'clock, we'll have kids birth through 5th grade. Those who were staying the entire time, they'll just hang out with us, and we'll have a little interim time when the adults are outside socializing and hanging out with each other. We'll do the same thing. So if you're here for one service, if you're here for both services, if you're serving in different ways, kids ministry will accommodate you. But while we're accommodating, we're going to make sure it's really good for kids.
Good.
Really
Yeah.
good.
Well, in kids ministry, you and your team have been walking for several months, really since last summer when
my
you
gosh.
began to expand.
Michael, the gray hair that you don't see up here, it's like new plan January, new plan February, new plan, but like, it's just a gift.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's do it new because we have 10 more families or 20 more families. So this is doesn't catch us by surprise.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we'll go to plan X because we have families and we want to do that for them.
Yeah, kids ministry. We shared Sunday with you that kids ministry a year ago was averaging 53. In the same time frame this year, January and February, you have been averaging 103, and this past Sunday at 114.
Yes.
So
thank you to our volunteers. It was amazing, our team members.
So kids ministry environments all morning long, exactly it is as it is now, right? So you check your kids in for the time frame that you need, whether that's for just part of the morning or for the whole morning, exactly the way you do now.
And our team members, we're not asking them to serve the entire time.
No.
They'll do just like before, just like you said. They'll come in and serve one service, go to community group or worship the other, but Susan and I will handle the long shift.
Yeah.
And we'll have everybody just coming and going.
And then let's talk about community groups. So that's the other part. I want to start with the easy thing to say is student ministry. Okay, so Trevor and his team have decided that what they're going to do with student groups on Sunday mornings will be in the 9:15 time slot. Okay, so if you have students, that's 6th through 12th grade, that just lets you know that if you want them to be a part of that the student groups will happen during the 9:15 time slot. And then all of our adult community groups they've had the opportunity to decide it for themselves which time slot in the week. And so we have groups that meet on Sunday. We have groups that meet at other times and other places. But for those that meet on Sunday morning, those existing groups have decided for themselves which time slot would work best for them.
That's been neat to watch that kind of play out and grow and see how everybody's...
Yeah, and that's kind of been the factor we've been having to wait for.
Yeah, we'll walk by Michael's office and be like, well, who put their vote in today? And who's going where? And it's been fun to watch it.
It has, and I want to say thank you to our community group leaders for how well you've led and shepherded your groups, and so we'll see. So that's it. Kids ministry all morning long, student community groups during the 9:15 hour, adult community groups all morning, depending on where that fits in, and then the worship service. It's 2 services. It's the same service, right? It's the same order, same message, and that kind of thing. So we're one church just worshiping in 2 time slots at 9:15 and 11. And so very, very similar to what we're doing now. We're just maximizing and scaling out what we're doing. So now let's talk about serving, right? Because that's where people... This is the part, if there's anything more to it, this is where more comes in because there's more opportunity. And so we call them Sunday teams. So guest services, greeters, ushers, new parking lot ministry team, and then our cafe spots as well as kids ministry. And so if you are interested in serving those, or maybe you have been serving those areas and you're like, hey, what does this mean for me? It really works the same way that it does now. You're going to commit to a team, and then the team leader is going to decide for his or her team how they're going to schedule that, right? And so you'll take your cues from your team leader, but very much like you do now. You serve, and as Kim said, you serve and you go to group, or you serve and you go to worship, and so you have an opportunity to make that happen.
And you know, those team leaders, they're doing an awesome job communicating and checking in with the other groups that are working, and it's like we are all working toward the same goal. But if you're not sure what to do on your team, go to your team leader.
Yeah.
If they're not sure what to do, they'll look at you and say, hey, I'll get back to you later.
Yeah. Well, and it works a little different. You know, the way the greeters may be scheduled is going to be different than the way you schedule in kids ministry.
Yeah.
I just want to reiterate what you said, that for kids ministry, you're not being asked to serve all morning long. You'll serve one.
We know you're superheroes,
Yeah.
but we're not going to ask you to be superhero every Sunday.
No. So you'll serve in that. And so, yeah, each of those teams serve. Now, let me say this. It was incredible. This past Sunday when we announced this, we had 35 new team members volunteering.
Amazing.
35 people. So about 10% of you that were in worship this past Sunday said, hey, I want to jump on one of those teams. And so maybe you'd like to find out more. Below this video, there's a graphic that says Sunday Teams, and it has a link there where you can click and you can then commit and let us know. And the team leader for the team that you say you'd like to be involved in, that team leader is going to reach out to you and help you to know how to onboard with them. Yeah, so.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
Kim, at the end of it all, I say very regularly, every issue is a spiritual issue. And so just in full disclosure, I'm a list maker, so to a certain degree, there's like a checkbox list, right? But I have to remember through this that God is doing a work and every issue is a spiritual issue. So here's the application, right? Here's the homework. We have to be praying.
Yes.
Probably more now than before, right? And so the first thing I'd say is let's pray individually. You're praying, I'm praying, we're praying for ourselves, for our own hearts, right? We're praying for our church, this kind of thing. So let's be praying daily for God's grace and God's protection over what He's doing here. And then the second thing is Saturday, March the 25th. Saturday, March the 25th, and there's more information in the source below us here. Our prayer ministry, Cross Point's prayer ministry, is hosting
awesome opportunity.
It's hosting a prayer walk right here at the church. And so I want to challenge you to be a part of that. If you're in town and you're able to be here on that Saturday morning.
Bring your kids, bring your teenagers, bring your neighbors.
Yeah.
It'd be great to see this building full of people just praying in the halls and the rooms and everywhere.
Yeah, so come pray and then, load up and we'll go to eat somewhere together. So
Waffle
really,
House, that's me.
so like I said, there's a lot of check boxes that we're working through and that you're working through, but at the end of it all, or even before all of it, this is a spiritual matter that God is growing us. So let's be praying together. Yeah. Anything else you'd say?
Love it. No, I just I have put some accountability in my life to be praying. So I've got some people kind of checking on me, saying,
great.
Hey, I know you're working toward this, but what's happening with your quiet time? Are you praying? Or I prayed for you today. So, during big times and big changes, we need to get our big group together and kind of have some good accountability.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Crosspoint, I love you. I love getting to live life here in Middle Georgia and Perry. I love getting to serve and be a part of this family of faith with you at Crosspoint, and it really is our distinct pleasure to get to serve. And so thank you for stepping in, for worshiping, for grouping, for serving and using your life. And we love you, and we will see you this weekend.